Bunnycast number 33. Insert subject hometown here. Recorded on May 21st, 2010.
So, Homer,
Yes?
I'd have to say this was a triumph. I'm going to make a note here. It's a pretty huge success.
It's hard to...
Guys, where are you?
Yes, it is
Where
hard.
am I?
It's hard to overstate my satisfaction.
Yeah. We
It's
do what we
dark.
must because we can. For all the good of us, except for the ones who are dead.
I trod in something. I don't want to look at it.
Yeah, there's really no sense in crying over every mistake.
Yet, you just keep on trying till you run out of cake.
Yeah, science gets done, making
You
a
have any
gun
guns?
for the people who are still alive.
There's a tentacle on my foot.
Shut up.
Sometimes the dreams come back and seem so real to me. The sky turns so cold and black. I'm scared of what I see, but I'm not afraid anymore. You vanquished my fears. You gave me the reason to laugh and stole all my tears.
Okay, welcome to another episode of the Bunnycast. I am your hostess, Dame Helen, the LeatherClad, also known as insert subject name here. The Right Reverend Lord Sir Killerfish of the Keenfans, also known as Still Alive. Squato is the cake, and Sir Xepharon the Prepared is also known as the Companion Cube.
Huzzah.
Hey. And
So,
You youngsters are referencing some sort of video game, aren't you?
no, we're not. It's a life experience.
Back.
I would never do such a thing. Lies.
Your graphic accelerators and your sound cards and your monitors which have an LCD in them.
Okay.
Squato,
Sorry.
you're a lie. You're not back. You're a lie. And cake.
Yes. There is no Squato.
Tasty.
If you want to fail, come from Skype. The message just saying, "Don't talk when I come back," just came up after I came back.
The Squato is a lie.
Yes.
Squato was a lie.
Okay, so let's get straight into it. For forum news, Squato, you got anything?
We're actually going straight into the discussion. Holy crap! That's first.
I've got nothing. You've half the surprise of that just threw me.
That's
Plus, I'm
okay.
somewhat still trying to, keep awake.
That's okay. I don't think any of us have anything for forum news. We are drifting quite a bit, but we will be returning very shortly.
Oh wait, no, we have forum news. The
yeah.
forum's still there. There you go.
Okay.
I
Those
need
guys
to
who are
start-
mucking around in my forum labs, just be careful. I left a couple of experiments underneath the bench. They might be a
Stop
bit
doing
wrong.
so, no.
Yeah, be careful. They might bite. My comic forum news is I need to actually start playing on the 910X forums. I still play on forums.keenspot.com in the Mayhem section, if anyone wants to reach me.
Well, for those of you who are joining us from a previous episode that was recorded for another comic review or similar podcast coverage, we are talking about the forums for the Alguna Shive comic, which of course can be found at community.910cmx.com and, as was just mentioned, forums.keenspot.com under the Mayhem title.
Mayhem!
It's going to be in the other section, or the section of other stuff. In fact, I can pull that up real quick. You guys talk.
And speaking of
Talk.
the comic Alguna Shive,
Other spots. That's what it is.
Let's talk about Alguna Shive. What's updated there?
Seamless segue there.
Yeah, thank you very much. You can't see it, but I am bowing. I am bowing right now. We are going to. Okay, Sarah's beret I get because, of course.
Oh, hey, there's a new comic up today.
Yeah. Oh, I read that last night before I went to bed.
For Friday, May 21st?
Yeah. Of course, I was up until after 12.
I say, so how'd you do that last night? Wouldn't it be early this morning?
It's not morning until I've slept.
The world does not revolve around you.
No,
that's the same way that I say that it's not morning until I've woken up. So often I've found that it's not morning until like 1 o'clock in the afternoon sometimes.
This is Internet Standard Time. It's morning is when you wake up before lunch. And
oh dear God, she just went with it's just a vampire. Sorry, I'm just actually reading it for the first time.
Yeah,
please. You know what? I have this very odd feeling he's going to be making fun of Twilights for some reason. That or Angel.
Well, you mean you need an excuse to make fun of Twilight and Angel?
So again, I get Sarah's beret because, of course, they're talking about France and it made its reappearance. What's this set phasers to sanitize bit?
I think that's biting political commentary about the state of the cleanliness of hotel rooms.
Typically just cheap hotel rooms because, okay, teenagers not usually going to have a whole lot of money aside from what they can borrow from their parents or possibly jobs that we cannot really confirm that any of them have a side job unless I've forgotten, I'm not paying attention. So obviously they're really not going to have a whole lot of money. So being able to afford a decent hotel versus a crap or a cheap motel, yeah.
Okay, I'll buy that.
But we do know that at least Susan works at
the video game store. And,
heavily reading into it too much for the win.
Okay, so miscellaneous news. Killerfish, go.
Yes. DeviantArt. DeviantArt. And they've got version 7 up.
Devious.
And thousands of art nerds just screamed in terror.
Yes, it was as if thousands of art nerds were screaming out in terror and then was silenced.
Actually, I love the reaction now. Is this, you're bitching about that now? Get over it! You got used to it!
I feel a disturbance in the art.
I feel a disturbance in the art.
So, I admit that I heard about the update from the usual news sources, but I honestly have not actually been there. Of course, I'm not an art bunny. I have no real specific purpose to going there other than to check up on what other people have done. And frankly, there hasn't been much updated for the people I know of. And the site's a nightmare to navigate, or it has been a nightmare to navigate. So, those who have been there, tell us what's changed.
Well,
search bar's gone.
Search bar's gone. They've decided to go with the floating navigational bars, which is always fun. Not. You haven't done what I mean by floating, whereas they're static on the screen whilst the rest of the screen moves behind them. Irritatingly.
It technically is one better thing is that it kind of is a little bit faster getting into the galleries and also just to lay down posts because of the fact that you don't need to search everyone. You don't need to have to do the how can I describe it? Basically the lower class thing of having to search through all the other posts just to get to the bottom where you can put your reply in. You can just do it straight away without having to care what anyone else has said.
So I never search through it. I just take the slide bar and move it all the way to the bottom. It takes like half a second. Screw everybody else.
There's also a little button on the keyboard that says end.
Yeah, you know what? As much of a computer nerd as I am, I mean, I run a computer store and everything. It was only, 3 nights ago I actually accidentally hitting the key home when I was scrolling down, hitting page down. Then I went to the back to the top and I was like, what the fuck? And then I hit end and home a few times going, oh. Oh. Did not do that.
Fail. You completely failed.
I never said I did. Oh, God, that reminds me. I was looking on failblog.org last night, and they had the fail jet. It's a jet upside down on the runway for what the fail boat simply won't do.
It's that's where the motorcycle comes into it.
Yes.
No, I don't know if this is more than a motorcycle or less. I'm still debating.
The best part about that picture...
set up a scale of fail.
The best part about that picture is it's clear that the plane did not crash. Somebody actually turned it over.
Please send me that in the downtime of the chat.
Okay.
I'm getting it right now.
So while he's doing that...
Whilst he's doing that, I'll describe a bit more about DeviantArt.
Yes, please.
What they've done. They've got rid of... Previously, they had a block of grey around whatever image you've done, so you can... It quite clearly states what is what. But now they've just got rid of that and just stuck the image at the top of the page.
There you go. Yeah. Fail jet.
The funny thing is that a lot of the changes they've done, it seems like they've done just to be, how can I describe it safely? Basically, they want to force a community spirit, get everyone working together, have everyone being, oh, look, we're on DA. DA is great because, look, we've got people here that all share my common interests and blah, blah, blah. And then really they do crap like this, which is throw it out there without any... Yeah.
The llama badges
That's
make no
a perfect
sense
example there.
Let's give everybody llamas and everything. Although I will have to say there is one particular profile that I'm not going to
Actually,
name.
I love the reason for llamas, because when people go, well, why did you go llamas? Why not? They're llamas!
Llama duck. So one of the things I did like about the llamas is there's a DA profile who I'm not going to mention, although I'm sure there's a lot of viewers out there, who as she got more and more llama badges, she would, as a reward, take a not tame, yet still tame, i.e. nude but concealed, pictures of herself as in art. It was done very artistically, I will admit, very artistically.
Llama, didn't you?
Hell yeah, I did. But and she would post them as thanks on her journals and whatnot. And I'm sitting here looking at her gallery, and she's been on my watch list for a while. And her gallery, she does a lot of anthro furry art. She's done a lot of furry anthro art and everything, and a lot of the girls that she draws has these awesome bodies and these just fucking ginormous boobs. And I'm just going, why are you drawing? And then I see these pictures of her, and I'm going, oh, you model your characters after yourself.
I think I know.
She has this dynamite body, huge set, and no one knows what her face looks like.
Hey, I have a huge set now, too. You're allowed to call them what they are. They're boobs.
Over-the-shoulder boulders. Hey, we made a nice transition.
Yes, speaking of transitions, we'll get to that later.
But what I was going to say, one of the problems with DA is, you know how they used to have the button where if you signed in, you just press this one to go to all the images? Now you have to go to the messages page, and you can either go straight to the messages page and have to skip the crap about, oh, how great DA is, and here's more news about how great DA is, to get to, say, the art. Now you just have to go to the message page, which shows you all the art, but it doesn't show you the art. It shows you where the art is, so you can click on this section to get into it. To see the art.
Stop asking me to find friends and real sex partners.
So yes, it's ease of use and making it simpler by adding extra steps.
Yeah, I've never understood that mindset. You see it all the time in computer programming. We have a new version. It's better, and then it's not.
Better,
it's like
it looks cool.
the American language. We tend to take words that sound pretty severe, like the term shell shock, for example, for our military vets way back in Vietnam.
Actually, it started in
That's from World War I.
World War II, World War I. A long freaking time ago, okay? I sucked in history. Shut up.
And it's also good to know that Americans don't speak English. They speak American.
In America.
Excuse me, can you try speaking American? It's the only language I understand.
In America, yeah. So these words
Actually, I had someone saying that on the train. They were talking on the train to this friend, and they just saying, for some random reason, they went, well, in America, that's the way we do it.
And a lot of these words have just been softened and just pussified. Like shell shock has become longer. It's got a hyphen. It's got 8 syllables. Post-traumatic stress disorder. It sounds like someone that just had a really rough day.
That's my thinking too.
I mean, yeah, sure. I suppose having a mortar explode near you, killing your friend, and making your ears ring for the next 3.5 weeks and everything would account for a really rough day. But fuck you.
But the reason why they changed is because it's just more of a carryover as opposed to just shell shock, which is just about the army, as opposed to, say, someone that survived a plane crash and which killed everyone else except for them.
Speaking of which, there was a young kid that I think he was Hungarian, who actually was in a plane crash that killed everybody but him, including his parents. He's actually going to be going back to his home country to live with some of his relatives. I can't remember, but the fact that he's getting medical attention, he's getting therapy, because no doubt he's going to need it. But how he alone survived a plane crash is beyond me. But the fact that it actually happened, it's pretty screwed up.
We have gone down what is called the rat hole, ladies and gentlemen. Although I'm sure we could call it the rabbit hole, considering the nature of our audience.
I'm late.
So,
a very important date.
Squato! Ninjas!
Okay.
No.
Yeah,
ninjas.
I'm actually more of a pirate person, but this story is fucking awesome as. And truth be told, I normally don't do ones that are going to be specifically Australian. I try to make sure if I have to talk about Australian stories, I internationalise it. But this one, you know what? Fuck it. It's just awesome. Basically, they had this guy, a just German student who was apparently in Australia in one of the universities here. He was riding home one night about 10 o'clock on the trains when he got basically a couple of guys came up into him and decided to trash talk him. And then tried to force him to hand over his phones and iPod and stuff like that. He refused. And he did the smart thing of ignoring them and then just getting up and getting off the train the next station. Probably, I'm guessing these guys are probably high or something because they focused on him and followed him for a couple hundred metres after he got off this train station and right down when walking past there, just following them the whole time until they decided to bash him. And it's 3 guys versus 1. One problem. The place they decided to bash him up in was right in front of a ninjutsu training school.
Yeah! It's so awesome! It's so awesome!
You have my full, undivided attention.
So, yeah, basically, they decided to bash him up in front of that school. One of the students was just about to leave, heard something going on outside, quickly ran inside, told the master and the rest of the people there, and about 6 guys dressed as ninjas came running straight out there. They describe it as, like in the cartoons, where you see the skeleton just basically is left where the body runs. That was basically the reaction of those guys.
Oh, they didn't get their ass kicked. Damn.
No, they ran when they saw ninjas. They're pussies.
Who wouldn't run when you see ninjas? I mean, it's just basic common sense.
Well, I'm a pirate. Well, I mean... Yeah.
It appears there's a bit of a divide in this podcast. I'm well aware that 2 of us here are ninja people.
Yes.
It appears that we've got 2 pirate people here as well.
Yeah, I play World of Warcraft, and I'm in a guild called Pirates with No Pants.
You're forgiven.
It's funny. That makes it okay.
Henceforth, I'm a pirate. Arr.
Okay,
But what would I would have done in that situation?
Bring out the cutlass and shiver me timbers. What you got,
That
Captain?
fucking awesome song in the beginning of the film.
Never seen it. So, Xepharon.
Yeah.
You get the fun one. The oil spill.
The oil spill it's still going. And they're what?
Robots failed to stop it. Damn you, science!
So far, yeah. At the
Don't blame
worst,
science for this. It was not science's fault that the oil spill was there.
Yeah, it was.
Wizard did it. So, at the worst, the oil has already spewed. What's already been spewed out could probably fill 102 gyms. I don't know where they get the 2, but there's what they said. They said using the worst case scenarios that have been calculated by the scientists, the month's worth of leaking oil could fill enough gallon jugs to stretch more than 11,000 miles. You could go basically from New York to Argentina and back.
I'm going to stop you for a second there, and I'm going to insert the following political commentary.
You said
yes, we don't have any reserves in the United States that we could have used. Not all this time that we were going to the Middle East. No, we have nothing at all. This has been political commentary.
Encore.
Problem is,
Angry Ranting brought to you by Angry Rant, the program which allows you to rant angrily.
Which, by the way, that's just shy of 130 million gallons. 130 million gallons.
you do know that I can buy a $100 billion note from Zimbabwe for less than $10 in Australia at the moment?
Not sure what that means.
Never mind.
No joke. There is a place selling a $100 billion Zimbabwean note for $10 when it's really valued about $2 nowadays. But that's beside the point.
Postage and packaging.
Basically, if the government's best case scenario is used and only the 5.25 million gallons had spilled, those milk jugs would only cover a bit more between a round trip between New York and Washington. That's in the United States, for those of you not in the United States. Government's still revising that number, and the lab coats are still working, as they say, around the clock. Bullshit. To come with
that's like place
more realistic.
a clock in the middle of the lab, so they're working around it.
Yeah, there you go.
Awesome.
Because this is you're saying bullshit. The reason why it's bullshit is because it's happening right in front of New Orleans. They're just going to party down that entire time instead of doing science.
So what they're
We don't
they're
need
actually
science, we've got voodoo. Chicken
so what they're actually going to be
And women being transformed into frogs, apparently.
what they're going to be trying
Ooh, a
to
reference
do.
to that film.
What they're trying to do is instead of trying to patch the hole in, I guess, the pipe or something like that, what they're going to be doing is using a smaller pipe or tube thing, shoving that into the leaking pipe, and once that's in place, that's going to be plugged with concrete, and the oil is going to be siphoned to the surface, like it is already. Just
basically, they're doing like they did with that oil spill off the West Australian coast from last year, which actually was very similar to this one.
Yeah, and they're saying that mini subs are attempting to thread the small tube into a leaking pipe.
Fun.
It was robots before. What happened to the robots? They're being replaced by subs? That's not as fun.
Although robots are dead. Wait.
Humans are dead.
I know.
We would like to remind you that Android Hell is a real place, and you will be sent there.
You're very
at the
quiet.
first
I
sign
cannot
of
hear you.
defiance. Sorry, my voice is not doing well right now. There's a cough going around at work, and I've caught it.
Well, I mean, your microphone's not picking you up.
It just gone almost.
Kenny. South Park.
Oh my God! They killed Homer.
Okay, what I was saying
There we go.
is Android Hell is a real place, and you will be sent there at the first sign of defiance.
We need to start throwing some more of the Portal references through this since we still started like that. Yeah. So the best case scenario of the 5.25 million gallons is, according to the article, seems increasingly unlikely. Well, no shit.
Wait, what was the best case scenario? We could all pack up and leave the planet, and after screwing this planet up, we can go somewhere else and screw up another planet.
No, the best case scenario would be it broke. The pipe broke and out was coming liquid Schwartz.
May the Schwartz be with you.
Hey!
5.25 million gallons. Only 5.25 million gallons. So apparently,
I have absolutely no idea what a gallon is, so just keep making that quote.
it's a little
sounds like a
bit less. It's a little bit less than 4 liters. It's like 3.5 liters, I think, or maybe it's 4.5.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I get those confused. So
Okay, so it's a shitload, more than I might have been expecting.
yeah, there's quite a few. So BP, the petroleum company, I believe.
Yep.
I'm not sure if they're referring to names or whatnot. So, but they say BP on Thursday acknowledged that more oil is pouring into the Gulf, and the company, I just know it's the company. The company said that its makeshift tube put in place to suck up the leak is siphoning 210,000 gallons a day onto a barge. The full amount of oil, the company said, was leaking. Yet there's still a lot of oil flowing out into the Gulf that can be seen on a live webcam.
Well, it can be seen from
maybe we shouldn't have made it
space.
out of drinking straws.
It can be seen from space.
Yeah, I should actually link that
No,
to you.
you
This
said
article,
that
it's
wrong,
freaking nuts.
From space.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me do that right. From space.
No oil in
It was
space.
but you didn't get it as well with the emphasis on space. It just didn't feel as epic as it should have been.
It didn't
So
get
I'm
as
gonna-
epic because it should have been, you know.
Supposed to be one of those feeling.
Space.
Okay.
Actually,
One more time. One more time. I'm gonna.
What?
Let me get a good breath.
What? Homer's.
What?
I don't know. Basically,
From space.
news.yahoo.com/s/ap/
Just emphasize the science.
100 521. Never mind. It's just a bunch of different stuff. But anyway, because it won't be there by tomorrow anyway. So
Yeah.
you can actually see it from the space. That top left picture, aerial view. Oh yeah, huge.
Yeah, it's fun. Huge.
Then you can go down and see a CG image. So that's pretty much the whole thing with the oil view thing
Yeah.
going on. Is Homer? Where happened to Homer? He vanished.
I'm right here. Hello.
Oh, you're very.
Because of your voice, any contact
Testing.
with the chamber before will result in an unsaturating mark on your official record.
Testing.
Also, deaf.
There we go. Hear you again. I hear myself.
I can hear myself.
Echo.
I thought you were going to get that.
stopped.
there.
I'm drunk to the Vegeta.
Vegeta. Vegeta, I'm haunting you. No!
No, well, that's not even right.
Yeah, I got a major. In what? Psychology.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Minor in pain.
I think my headset's dying.
We hear you,
We
though.
can hear you, though.
Well, yeah. I
Turn your-
just switched to my laptop's mic.
I don't know. The other mic you had, it sounded like you'd be talking.
You mean,
As
was
you're-
that an
as you're
Apple product
talking-
or is it what?
What?
Was that
Is
an
it
Apple
Apple?
product?
The headset? No, it's a Plantronics.
That's
No,
why.
I'm sorry, it's a Logitech.
Oh, well. I say, because what it sounded like is you're talking, and you're getting quiet, and ultimately you kind of muff when you can't really understand anything
And you're like,
said. That's kind of what
what
it
is
sounds like. We're like,
Okay.
Homer vanished.
I'm here.
Alrighty, so we have been recording for quite some time, so let's go ahead and let's take a break. We'll see everybody next week, I guess.
Hey, Homer, you didn't go over
Still
your
in this cave!
miscellaneous news.
No,
Well, okay. The thing with the microphone distracted me. Thank you, Xepharon. Okay, so miscellaneous news.
We're postponing the break, guys.
Yes, we're postponing the break. So, Dame Helen, miscellaneous news. Facebook privacy issues. For those of you who are completely unaware, who don't care about Facebook, don't go there at all, well, maybe that's a good thing, because Facebook has been really, 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 really screwing up their privacy policies. And it recently came out...
How's this any different from before?
What?
How's that
it's
any
different.
different from before? Because they've always been screwing it up.
Well, okay, it turns out it's actually worse than anticipated.
Yeah. Go on.
It's
And-
worse than we could have anticipated.
Not only is stuff that you're explicitly marking as private being published as public, but some chat transcripts from the CEO of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg himself, talk about how he does not give a damn about customer privacy and actually works actively against customer privacy.
Really?
Yes.
Fascinating.
Now, myself...
I feel like making a Facebook blog about this.
what
See how fast that becomes private.
was that,
I was
Killerfish?
going to say, wouldn't it be funny if that document itself was actually supposed to be private and actually was put up in
Irony at its finest.
It actually came out because somebody was suing Facebook, I believe, over the privacy issue, and demanded all documents relating to any communication that Mark Zuckerberg had with the particular CEO of another company.
I know how. Apparently, it's. Well, I haven't done it myself, but I hear the horror stories of people that have tried to get the accounts deleted, and apparently, to actually get the stage that Facebook will completely and utterly delete your account, it takes almost up to 2 to 3 years to get that done.
Actually, there is a way to do it. In fact, there's published instructions.
No. They don't. If you go through the normal one of removing everything, deleting it, they don't.
This is to permanently, completely lock out, delete the account. It's not going to exist anymore. But even though you've deleted the account, anything that anybody has posted to as a comment shows up as unknown poster. And let's say you posted a picture, and people commented on it and tagged it and all this kind of thing. That picture is still there. It says unknown poster posted this picture, and this picture is tagged with all these people, including, oh, hey, that's you!
I'm so glad I don't do that.
So that picture of me with my hair shaved off will remain on Facebook, even if I remove myself from Facebook.
Yes, it'll also remain on my computer. I mean, what?
Facebook even goes to the stage of having this Sphinx. They've got the whole process set up for if a person dies, so they will memorialise the page, but you just need to inform them by a family member that the person has died and all this type of crap. So this is why they want to have that online ombudsman for when stuff like this happens.
Hey, here's a simple solution. If you already have a Facebook page and you don't want people to actually know anything about you, instead of taking the long, tedious process of deleting everything and all that other stuff, just go ahead and remove the pictures on it, remove any kind of the About Me section, just put a space or something. Just enter all the information as the letter X, and everybody will just see letter X, and then there's nothing there to see. You don't have to delete everything. You don't have to spend 3 years trying to delete it. Everything is... And just remove your main picture. Just substitute a different picture. And, hey,
the thing is,
there you go.
You can delete all that stuff, but Facebook keeps the previous settings, which is the type of information that they want to keep. Why? Because that's what they sell. And they sell to marketers.
The other thing you could do is just get yourself declared dead.
Well, I suppose there's one other way. Do something that completely violates the terms of service. And
hey, I'm violating your service.
There's actually a campaign going on called the Facebook Ghost Campaign, where basically you do exactly what Zeph was saying. You replace all your personal information. You post. In fact, there's actually somebody put together Facebook ghost pictures where it's the Ghostbusters logo, but it says Facebook over it. There's lots of stuff for this, and it's being done. People are actively protesting, and I believe it's Monday the 31st. Coming up here, I think I'm pretty sure that's the date, is Delete Your Facebook Account Day. And a lot of people are just going to be deleting their Facebook account on that day.
I never go on my Facebook.
And then
I have
5 minutes later, they sign in for a new one.
What was that, Squato?
I got a picture.
And 5 minutes later, they sign in for a new one.
Zeph, go.
Yeah, I've got a picture of me. I got this thing on there that says, I like swords. That's about all. And I got a few things that people tagged me. I like swords. Welcome to Corneria. I like swords. Welcome to I like swords. You're familiar with 8-bit theater. I like that.
Yes, I am.
Sword checks.
Yo. Sword checks, yo.
Did you just go hood medieval?
Say what?
Sorry, did you just do medieval hood?
What?
Medieval something.
Medieval hood.
No, we're doing
gangster. Yeah, I know, but when you went with yo, or whatever it was.
Sword chucks, yo.
Yeah.
Squato, what crack are you on, and where can I get some?
The Asturian can be
because he went yo. Yo was normally what you see in the hood. That's what I'm saying. Did you just go medieval and hood at the same time?
Squato? The living conditions on everything in everything medieval times made everything the ghetto. Okay.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Did they have drive-by shootings?
We're going to take a break now. Thank you for
Still
listening.
trapped.
Yes. They had drive-by shootings. It sounded like clop, 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 bang, bang, clop, 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 clop.
God, still in the dark here. It's scary.
To all the listeners, fantastic. You remain resolute and resourceful in an atmosphere of extreme pessimism. Good for you.
Pessimism.
Yes, thank you.